All right, good evening, everyone. Wednesday, March 4th, 2026. This is a special Bangin' Sports TV podcast episode we are recording here tonight. Unfortunately, the sports world lost a fantastic man. I'm talking about the late Lou Holtz, who passed away today in Orlando, Florida, at the age of 89 years old. So we're gonna go through highlights and talk about all of the accomplishments that he made throughout his head coaching career. Louis Leo Holtz, born on January 6th, 1937, was an American college football coach and television analyst. He served as the head football coach at the College of William and Mary from 1969 to 1971, North Carolina State University from 1972 to 1975, the NFL's New York Jets in 1976, the University of Arkansas from 1977 through 1983, the University of Minnesota from 1984 to 1985, and probably the most famous of his head coaching stops, the University of Notre Dame from 1986 to 1996, and the University of South Carolina from 1999 to 2004, compiling a career college head coaching record of 249 wins, 132 losses, and 7 ties. Holtz's 1988 Notre Dame team went undefeated, going 12-0 with a victory in the Fiesta Bowl, and was the consensus national champion. Holtz is the only college football head coach to lead 6 different programs to bowl games, and he is also the only head coach to guide 4 different programs to the final top 15 rankings. And we're going to talk about Holtz's career after his head coaching stints were over. He did go into broadcasting and had a very successful career, and he also was elected to the College Football Hall of Fame in 2008. But let's take you to the early days. Lou Holtz was born in Follansbee, West Virginia, the son of Anne Marie Tychononevich, sorry if I mispronounced that, and Andrew Holtz, who was a bus driver. Holtz's father was of German and Irish descent, while his maternal grandparents were immigrants from Chebrno, Ukraine. Holtz grew up in East Liverpool, Ohio, where he was raised as a Catholic. Holtz graduated from East Liverpool High School. After high school, Holtz attended Kent State University. He was a member of the Delta Upsilon fraternity and graduated in 1959 with a degree in history. Holtz also trained under Kent State's Army Reserves Officers Training Corps and earned a commission as a field artillery officer at the United States Army Reserve at the time of his graduation from college. Holtz began his coaching career as a graduate assistant in 1960 at the University of Iowa, where he received his master's degree. From there, he made stops as an assistant at William & Mary, which I'm about to get to in a second here, the University of Connecticut, University of South Carolina, and Ohio State. The 1968 Ohio State team won a national championship with Holtz as an assistant. So we're going to just go through his stops here. And the first one is William and Mary. Holtz's first job as head coach came in 1969 at the College of William and Mary, who played in the Southern Conference at that time. He led the 1970 William and Mary Indians, now the Tribe, to the Southern Conference title and a berth in the Tangerine Bowl. In 1972, Holtz moved to North Carolina State University and had a record of 33 wins, 12 losses, and 3 ties in 4 seasons. His first 3 teams achieved final top 20 rankings, including a final top 10 finish in the 1974 Coaches Poll. His 1973 team won the AACC championship. His Wolfpack teams played in 4 bowl games, going 2 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie. Following the 1975 season, Holtz accepted an offer to leave college football and become the head coach of the NFL's New York Jets. Holtz's lone foray into the professional ranks began when he was appointed head coach of the New York Jets on February 10th, 1976. He was selected over Johnny Majors, Darrell Rogers, and this last name will surprise you, Marv Levy. Yes, the same Marv Levy who took the Buffalo Bills to 4 consecutive Super Bowls in the early 1990s, late 80s, early 90s. Of course, Buffalo lost all 4 games, but still just making the Super Bowl 4 consecutive years, it's a heck of an accomplishment. It just makes you think, what if the roles were reversed? What if what if the Jets ended up hiring Marv Levy, and what if Holtz would have went on to coach the Buffalo Bills? You just don't know if Buffalo would have had better success and won Super Bowls. It's always things to think about. But anyways, so Holtz resigned 10 months into his New York Jets tenure on December 9th with the Jets with a record of 3 wins and 10 losses, with 1 game remaining in the 1976 season. Upon his departure, Holtz lamented, and quote, "God did not put Lou Holtz on this earth to coach in the pros," and that rang very true, because that would be the one and only time that Lou Holtz would ever coach professional football. So Holtz went back to the collegiate level to the University of Arkansas in 1977. In Holtz's 7 years there, the Razorbacks compiled a record of 60 wins, 21 losses, and 2 ties, and they reached 6 bowl games. In his first season at Arkansas, he led the 1977 Razorbacks to a berth in the 1978 Orange Bowl against the Oklahoma Sooners, then coached by University of Arkansas alumnus Barry Switzer. The Sooners were in position to win their 3rd national championship in 4 seasons after top-ranked Texas lost earlier in the day to 5th-ranked Notre Dame in the Cotton Bowl Classic. Arkansas's chances looked very slim after the team lost several key personnel just before the game. In one of his last practices, All-American guard Leotis Harris suffered a season-ending injury, and only a couple days later, Holt suspended both his starting running backs, Ben Cowens and Michael Forrest, and top receiver Donnie Bobo, for disciplinary reasons. However, behind an Orange Bowl record of 205 rushing yards from reserve running back Roland Sales, the Hogs defeated the Sooners 31-6. That team was recognized by the Rothman poll as co-national champion, along with Texas and Notre Dame, for 1977. Holtz was widely considered to be the leading candidate to replace Woody Hayes at Ohio State in 1979, but Holtz did not pursue that job because he did not want to follow Hayes. And you have to think, had Lou Holtz taken that Ohio State job, I don't think Notre Dame has the success that they had under another head coach. I'm just going to be totally honest with you guys. We're about to get to Notre Dame here in a second. So, after Holtz's time at Arkansas, he went to the University of Minnesota before the 1984 season. The Golden Gophers had only won 1 game versus Rice in 1983, but under Holtz, they won 4 games, including 3 in the Big Ten. By 1985, the team was 7-5 and were invited to the Independence Bowl, where they defeated Clemson 20-13. Holtz did not coach the Gophers in the bowl game, as he had already accepted the head coaching position at the University of Notre Dame. His contract purposely included a Notre Dame clause that allowed him to leave if that coaching job were to become available. And of course, there was some controversy involving Holtz's time at Minnesota. So just prior to the 1991 Orange Bowl, the NCAA implicated that the Holtz-era Golden Gophers had recruiting violations. Sanctions handed down in March of 1991 included a bowl ban in 1992 for the Golden Glovers and 2 more years of continued probation. So that closes the door on his time at Minnesota, and now to his time at the University of Notre Dame. In 1986, Holtz left Minnesota to take over the then struggling Notre Dame Fighting Irish football program. A taskmaster and strict disciplinarian, Holtz had the names removed from the backs of the players' jerseys when he took over in Notre Dame, wanting to emphasize team effort. With the exception of select bowl games, names have not been included on Notre Dame's jerseys since. In his second season, Holtz led the Fighting Irish to an appearance in the 1988 Cotton Bowl Classic, where the Irish lost to the Texas A&M Aggies 35-10. The following year, Notre Dame won all 11 of their regular season games and defeated the third-ranked West Virginia Mountaineers 34-21 in the Fiesta Bowl, claiming the national championship. The 1989 team also won their first 11 games, and in the process set a school record with a 23-game winning streak and remained number one for a very big majority of the season until they lost to the University of Miami in the season finale. A 21-6 win over Colorado in the Orange Bowl gave the Irish a second-place rankings in the final standings, as well as back-to-back 12-win seasons for the first time in school history. Holtz's 1993 Irish team ended the season with an 11-1 record and ranked second in the final AP poll. Although the Florida State Seminoles were defeated by the Irish in a battle of unbeatens during the regular season, and both teams only had one loss at season's end, which Notre Dame lost to 17th-ranked Boston College, Florida State was then voted national championship in the final 1993 AP and coaches poll. Between 1998 and 1993, Lou Holtz's teams posted an overall record of 64 wins, 9 losses, and 1 tie. He also took the Irish to bowl games for 9 consecutive seasons, which still remains a Notre Dame record. So I think if you talk to a lot of people, especially Notre Dame people, about the best coaches of all time, I think Lou Holtz's name is definitely got to be up there as one of the greatest, if not the greatest head coach ever for that school. So Lou Holtz had a mini retirement. He served as a commentator for CBS Sports, but Holtz came out of retirement in 1999 and returned to the University of South Carolina, where he had been an assistant in the 1960s. The year before Holtz's arrival, the Gamecocks were 1-10, and the team subsequently went 0-11 during Holtz's first season. However, in his second season, South Carolina went 8-4. They won the Outback Bowl over the heavily favored Ohio State Buckeyes. How ironic is that? The school that Holtz nearly took an offer to, decided that he didn't want that, and he comes back decades later and he's able to beat them in a huge game for the school. So how sweet was that for Holtz personally? So the 8-game improvement from the previous year was the best in the nation in 2000 and the third best single season turnaround in NCAA history. It also earned National Coach of the Year honors for Holtz from Football News and American Football Coaches Quarterly. In his third season, Holtz's success continued, leading the Gamecocks to a 9-3 record and another Outback Bowl victory over, you guessed it, Ohio State. The 9 wins for the season were the second highest total in the history of the program. Under Holtz's leadership, the Gamecocks posted their best 2-year mark in school history from 2000 to 2001, going 17-7 overall and 10-6 in SEC play. So let's talk a little bit about Lou Holtz's broadcasting career. Holtz worked for CBS Sports, as I just mentioned, between his time at Notre Dame in South Carolina, and he also did the same for ESPN. Holtz worked on the secondary studio team, located in Bristol, Connecticut, as opposed to the game site. Holtz typically appeared on pregame, halftime, and postgame shows of college football games. In addition, Holtz appeared on College Football Scoreboard, College Football Final, College Football Live, SportsCenter, and the occasional game. He typically partnered with Rhys Davis and Mark May. Holtz came under scrutiny after referencing Adolf Hitler in an on-air comment while appearing on College Football Live in 2008. And his analysis of Michigan Wolverines head coach Rich Rodriguez, Holtz stated sarcastically, "You know, Hitler was a great leader too." The next day, Holtz apologized for the comment during halftime of a game between Clemson and Georgia Tech. On April 12, 2015, it was reported by SB Nation that Holtz was leaving ESPN. And, we cannot leave this without mentioning some commercials, TV appearances, and movie appearances that Holtz made, during his lifetime. So, Holtz appeared as himself. Actually, no, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go back further than that. So we're gonna go back to 1994. If you guys remember the TV show Coach, that was on ABC. Hayden T. Nelson was the star in that. So Holtz was he guest starred in the episode where the protagonist Hayden Fox traveled to a nation under sanction from the United States and attempt to sign a native who was an incredible place kicker, only to find out that Lou Holtz had beaten him to the punch, signing the kicker for Notre Dame. How crazy is that? So Holtz also appeared as himself in a Discover Card commercial in November of 2011, and also for you football fans out there who are big on movies. The Blind Side, to me, that's got to be one of the top football movies, I think, out there. And you know what? Holtz was in that movie. He played himself. He was a recruiter for University of South Carolina. When it came time to, meet with the family and discuss what benefits that could be received for Michael O'Hare, and it was a great cameo by Holtz, and just a great time overall. So before we end this, I think I am going to read the statement that was posted today from Lou Holtz's family, and this has already been up on Twitter or X or whatever it's called these days. So give me 1 second here to pull this up. Okay. So the Notre Dame Fighting Irish shared a statement on X from the Holtz family confirming the news of Holtz's passing earlier today. Louis Lou Holtz, legendary college football coach, Hall of Famer, best-selling author, and one of America's most influential motivational voices, has passed away at the age of 89 in Orlando, Florida, surrounded by family. Born January 6, 1937 in Follansbee, West Virginia, Holtz rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most respected figures in college athletics. Holtz's family has confirmed that funeral arrangements are being finalized, including a mass of Christian burial at the Basilica of the Sacred Heart at the University of Notre Dame. And I am going to read the official statement, and this was posted by the University of Notre Dame on X. This is from the family of Lou Holtz. And again, so I'm going to just start from the middle here. Some of this I've just repeated. So, Lou Holtz rose from humble beginnings to become one of the most respected figures in college athletics. Over a remarkable 5-decade career, he led college programs at William & Mary, NC State, Arkansas, Minnesota, Notre Dame, and South Carolina. He transformed every team he inherited and captured the 1998 national championship with the Fighting Irish. Holtz was preceded in death by his beloved wife of more than 50 years, Beth, with whom he shared a life grounded in faith, devotion, and service. Holtz is remembered for his enduring values of faith, family, service, and an unwavering belief in the potential of others. His influence extended far beyond the football field through the Holtz Charitable Foundation and the many players, colleagues, and communities shaped by his leadership. He is survived by his 4 children, 9 grandchildren, and 2 great-grandchildren. Funeral arrangements. So funeral arrangements, I just discussed that it's still being finalized. But Lou Holtz, 1937 to 2026, a great man who had a great career. Definitely one of the top college football head coaches of all time. So if you're out there and you want to leave a comment on this segment, let me know where you rank Lou Holtz in your all-time rankings among the top college football head coaches all time. So I think that is going to do it for this. Again, this is a special podcast episode. We are recording here March 4th, 2026, celebrating the life of Lou Holtz, who again passed away earlier today at the age of 89. Condolences going out to Holtz's family, Holtz's friends, every single former player, every former coach, and every single former broadcaster that he ever worked with, during his broadcasting time at CBS and ESPN. He was a great man. He will absolutely be missed. And Lou Holtz, sir, may you forever rest in peace. So this is Matty T for Bangin' Sports TV, signing off. Until next time.